Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Super good. We've got a Dear John letter coming your way here in just a bit, and I've got a quote to get to from John Fitzgerald Kennedy. He was the president, back in the 1960s.
I had heard that before.
He says, the time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. I agree with that. So many people think, I'm going to wait till it's raining before I repair the roof, and then you got problems. So, no, it's a good idea to plan ahead. Speaking of planning ahead, I've got some really good stories to get to today. We've got some really fun, good news to get to here before you know it. And like I said, a Dear John letter, and you can chime in with your advice for the Dear John letter at johnandheidishow.com. Actually, no, that's where you go to submit one. You can chime in with advice at facebook.com/JohnandHeidiShow. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's National Taco Day. It's National Golf Lovers Day. And it is National Vodka Day.
Ah.
Do you like vodka?
I do.
I'm trying to think of what vodka tastes like. Is that...
What vodka tastes
Does
like?
it taste like vodka?
It tastes like vodka.
I guess that explains that.
You've had vodka cranberries and vodka.
Do I like vodka?
Coke and vodka, rum and...
Okay. I don't know. Maybe we'll celebrate by having tacos on the golf course and drink some vodka. Then we get it all packed into one thing. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Thursday. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? And I'm going to have a PGA professional help me out again today.
I like it when you do that. That is so super cool.
I figured today would be a good day, considering it is National Golf Lovers Day, So here's the question. Liberty Bay, Portland, Maine.
This is Brant Job. You're listening to John and Heidi. So, Heidi, golf course or rehab center?
Oh.
What do you think, Heidi?
I'm going to say golf course.
Liberty Bay, Portland, Maine is a rehab center. Funny how when I cover the answers, you always get them wrong.
Oh, my God. You're so
she does
full of it.
Again, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Now, every day at this time, we talk about people who do silly things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or somebody you know needs some help, you can learn more at TimeForRehab.com. Police in Lincoln, Nebraska cited a man for drinking an alcoholic beverage in the back seat of a police cruiser. Here's my question. How did he get it back there?
That takes guts, man.
Yeah, this happened back in September on the 26th. Police say a 38-year-old man was intoxicated on the street trying to get to his brother's house. They offered him a ride so he wouldn't struggle getting there, in the inebriated state. That's when they heard he cracked open a can. They saw him drinking a Hurricane malt liquor. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, my gosh, that is so funny.
Yeah, he was cited for having an open container of alcohol. He was then sent to the Bridge Behavioral Health Center. The Bridge. We were just talking about how that wouldn't be a good name for a rehab center, but that's the name of it.
Yeah, I did. I
Bridge.
Jokingly said the Bridge just yesterday.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
This has been, I don't know. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Rihanna's Hollywood home has been broken into for the second time this month. So not once, but twice they broke into the home. I wonder if it's different people or the same people that came back for more stuff.
Maybe she should have some security on
probably.
the house. Or
somebody broke
a
into my
weapon.
vehicle like a month ago, and then they broke in 2 days later, and they left a note that says, "Get better stuff." They didn't really do that, but they did break into my car, and they stole some junk. I was filling out the police report going, why do I want this stuff back? None of this is good. Kevin Spacey is being sued by a male masseuse who claims the actor forced him to touch his genitalia during a massage. Forced him to? At gunpoint?
Right. How do you force somebody to do
exactly what that is.
anything?
And founder Ted Turner, CNN founder rather, revealed that he is suffering from a form of dementia. So that's kind of sad.
That's too bad.
Again, a couple of interesting things from the big screen and from the little screen. It was all kind of little, I don't know, it was all weird stuff today. It's all brought to you, though, by ChannelSurferTV.com. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Time now for your scoop of the day, brought to you by FreshPatch.com, promo code radio. An escaped Florida man was caught after he stopped to order sweet tea at a restaurant near the prison. What? So you
Really?
break out of prison.
Well, he was probably thirsty, breaking out.
So y'all have some sweet tea?
You know,
I'd like some sweet tea.
it's a tough job.
Sure am thirsty.
Probably parched.
Don't do it right by the prison. It's a bad idea. Wearing your prison garb, all the sirens and everything going off, and you're standing there. Can I order some sweet tea? Mexico has disarmed the entire Acapulco police force because of their ties to a drug cartel. So now the entire police force in Acapulco, no guns. That's kind of crazy. A video has gone viral of Michael Jordan downing multiple glasses of wine at a soccer game in France. You should see the videos of Heidi downing multiple bottles of wine at dinner last night. No, just kidding. I'm just teasing.
When we make pasta, when I make spaghetti,
she does.
I for whatever reason on spaghetti
They
night,
just
I
fit well
cannot
together.
control myself.
They fit well together. That's
and then
what it
I'm
is.
always sick the next day.
I know. So, how you feeling? The city of Venice is considering a ban on alcohol to fight tourism. Wait a minute. What? I'm going to read that slower and see if it makes any sense the second time. You tell me if this makes sense to you, Heidi. The city of Venice is considering a ban on alcohol to fight tourism. So they don't want
fight
tourism?
Why would you not want tourism?
I don't know. So apparently they don't want people coming to Venice, and if they do, they don't want them drunk. I don't know. That makes more sense. A security breach has given hackers access to over 50 million Facebook accounts. So if you got something funny from me in the last couple of days, maybe that's what it was. Have you ever been hacked, your Facebook account?
I don't think so.
I was one time. And I was
Nobody wants to pretend they're me.
No.
Even hackers.
They get on your account, they're like, ooh, this lady's got problems. My account, and it was funny because my phone vibrated, and I looked at it, and it said some weird thing just signed in, like a weird place they signed into my account. So I logged in right away and like closed everything out and changed all the passwords. And I remember for the longest time I couldn't remember the password because I changed it on the fly, and I was like, oh, what is that password again? And then you got to like write it down. And you're like, well, that's not safe because now it's written down next to the computer. So I don't know. It's not a good plan. But a security breach gives hackers access to over 50 million Facebook accounts. So be careful out there. New study finds that pet owners are the happiest people. They're much happier than people who don't have pets. So if you don't have a pet, consider getting a pet.
I have 2 pets. Imagine how unhappy I'd be without my pets.
You're pretty happy. Yeah, usually. Every once in a while, you're not so happy.
Till I get around people.
Yeah, it's like, these pets are awesome. You people are terrible. Need more pets and less people.
I can't stand
And then
people.
Heidi barks at someone. I don't exactly know why. I think she gets that from the dog. And a new study finds that 1 in 4 workers have quit a job over a long commute. So they just thought, I don't want to drive so much.
That makes sense.
I'm going to quit. A lot of people doing the whole working from home thing nowadays. I kind of like that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show right here on a Thursday. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John, Dear John.
All right, here's our Dear John letter for today, and I will tell you how you can chime in with your advice. Dear John, I'm a single dad. My wife passed away from cancer a few years ago, and I've been raising our daughter and son on my own. I've not gone on dates or even wanted to go out. My kids are both in high school now, and they keep telling me I need to start dating. The other day, when I was waiting to pick my daughter up from school, there was a car parked near me with an adorable woman inside. She kept looking my way and smiling. I saw her pick up a girl about my daughter's age. I've noticed that she's there every day. I've noticed that she's there every day now. Maybe she was before and I just never noticed. I can tell you I really look forward to my afternoon school stops, but I wonder if I should try to talk to her. I don't know if she's married. I don't know if she would even want to talk to me if I walked over there one afternoon. I'm afraid I'd get tased or sprayed with mace if I creep her out by walking over to say hi. What should I do? I don't know if I'm ready to move on yet, but I sure do look forward to my afternoons now. Signed, Still in Mourning. Here's what I would do. If you've got a daughter and a son that are saying, Dad, it's time for you to go on dates, ask your daughter. Say, hey, do you know who this girl is? And see if she
Find
knows.
out from her if she's married.
Yeah, I bet your daughter would absolutely love to be a little matchmaker if that, and then she could find out, because you're right. If the lady's married, it would be kind of creepy if you're.
But there wouldn't be anything wrong with just going over and starting a conversation.
Yeah, you go over and say hello.
You could say hello and start a conversation and just see how,
And maybe you purposely come just a little bit later one of these days so you can pull up closer to where she's at, so if you get there and she parks further away, but if I'm saying, kind of purposely park a little closer so you could even maybe roll the window down and say hello if that works. But, I understand that's a tough thing. I remember this probably been 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. I knew a guy who his wife had passed away, and they were like just the cutest couple. They were such wonderful people. And when she passed away, I remember thinking how sad I was that, man, he's going to be single, and that's really sad. And it was very shortly thereafter he was remarried. And there were some people who are going, oh, man, he moved on way too quickly. But I don't think there is such a thing as too quickly. For everybody, well, if you bring somebody to the funeral, that may be too quickly. But I'm just saying,
I think there's such a thing as too quickly.
It wasn't like it was the next week. It was, a year later or maybe a year and a half later. But I just remember thinking, wow, that was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Because in my mind, I was thinking that, that it would take forever for him to get over that, And again, I've not been down that road, I've been married and divorced, but I've never lost a loved one. Like in this particular case, lost a loved one to cancer. That would be... Again, it's a whole different scenario, So I don't know. Again, the question is, what should I do? Don't know if I'm ready to move on. Your heart will know when you're ready. Mm-hmm. And if your kids are saying, Dad, you should do this, it's not like they're going to be disappointed. If it were me, I would recruit my daughter to help. Mm-hmm. And if there's if this young lady is picking up a girl that's about your daughter's age, how cool would it be if that's even a friend of your daughter's?
Right. She might even say, oh, that's so-and-so.
And you never know what she could be going through. This could be the perfect fit. So if you have some advice for Still in Mourning, please chime in on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And if you've gone through this and you know the situation, that would be really helpful, because I haven't. So I'm giving kind of secondhand advice here. But I think that I would recruit the young lady that's saying, Dad, you need to go and, go on some dates. And
agreed.
If you have a question that you would like to chime in for next week and say, hey, I really could use some help with this, or I've got this little issue, or I've got this little question, maybe something not so heavy. We've had the last couple, I'm like, this is getting kind of heavy here. If you got something where we can give a silly answer, maybe even make people smile, that would be really fun. You can submit your letter through our Facebook page as well, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show, or do it right through the website, johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi. If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Toilet seat covers are basically pointless. They say they don't really block any germs. All it does makes you feel better, but nothing really going on down there. It's a little disappointing. Do you use those?
Do I use what? I'm sorry.
Are you even paying attention?
I am not, because I'm going to tell you why, and this is super exciting. A very good friend of ours, Chris, has a whole bunch of linen napkins that he's going to give me. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm just responding to him.
Would you stop
He's asking me if I would like them. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Yes, I would. So, yes, that's what's happening. And I'm so sorry. What were you talking about?
This has been another fun fact. Wow. Welcome to a peek behind the curtain, ladies and gentlemen. This is the world we live in. I'm not even going to tell you the fun fact, because yours was much more fun. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, abscotulator. Abscotulator. What do you think an abscotulator means?
I don't know.
ABSCOTCHALATER. If you're
someone who steals scotch.
No, somebody hiding from the police. If you're hiding from the cops, you are an abscotulator.
Okay.
Abscotulator. I've heard of absconded with something. Like, have you ever heard of that? Oh, he absconded with the whatever.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking, because abducted and scotch, a person, a later is usually a person. So a person who steals scotch. That made sense to me. I like my definition
is
better.
Somebody hiding from the police after they stole a bunch of scotch. No, that's not really part of it. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. Time now for some weird news on this Thursday. A Penn State student is facing trial after charging $15,000 on his ex-roommate's debit card looking at naughty websites, Heidi. $15,000. Here's my first question. Who's got a student going to school that's got a $15,000 limit on their card? I mean, isn't that a bad idea?
Oh,
Period.
It's a horrible
Terrible
idea.
Parker Showham is facing 4 felonies after allegedly stealing his former roommate's debit card info and then spending over $15,000 on adult sites over the last 3 years. So I guess it wasn't all in like one sitting. That's good. In August...
It took them 3 years to notice charges off of a debit card?
Apparently.
I mean, that's your...
Yeah. His roommate became aware when a large sum of money was missing from his account after returning from Penn State.
Oh, man.
When he was serving the South Korean Army. He was serving with the South Korean Army. So State College police tracked the purchase info to miscellaneous websites, and it was linked to this other dude's email addresses. According to the court documents, the 21-year-old confessed to the use of the card to access pornographic pay-per-view events for about 2 years in mid-September. So he admitted to it in September, but he was doing this over the course of a couple years. So that is some weird news on this Thursday.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Police in Southern California, SoCal, they arrested a 20-year-old man and 2 teenage boys after they allegedly scammed people in a fake funeral scheme.
Aww.
Authorities say Richard Navarrete of San Bernardino, California, and 2 unidentified 14-year-old kiddos were taken into custody after they accepted cash donations for the funeral of a young boy who falsely was claimed to have died, but he hadn't. The suspects were accepting donations near a highway just north of San Bernardino when a police officer initiated a pedestrian check and launched an investigation. Through investigation, they discovered the boy was not deceased and was, in fact, the son of Navarrete's friend. The department said each of the subjects they had water bottles containing money that had been donated as a result of fraudulent signs. They are facing charges of theft by false pretense. So don't do that. It's a bad idea. And it's just mean, too. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. You ready to play a fun little game here, Heidi?
Absolutely ready.
You done playing with your text messages?
Yes.
She has been not really paying attention today. I could have told her it was like Monday, and she wouldn't even know. I could say, you know what today is? It's the 5th Friday in the month. She's not even paying attention.
I'm sorry.
Are you paying attention?
I am listening. Okay. Yes.
All right. Fake news or Florida? A Florida man landed in jail after police say he was caught with nearly 200 illegal harvested lobster tails in his car. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
True story. That happened in the great state of Florida. Yes, it did.
I think we talked about that one before.
I think we might have as well. You know, I get a lot of these sent to me, and then I can't remember if we already talked about them or not, so we do them again. And then if you get it right, that's okay. I got to throw you a bone every once in a while because, ever since you quit cheating, you haven't got many of these right. So.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine what that would smell like driving around with all those lobster tails in it?
Not even a little bit. Doesn't sound like a good plan to me. This has been Fake News of Florida. We've got some good news on the way. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news, and it comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That is the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. Was that your phone vibrating?
It was, yes.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what in the world was that noise. I was looking around.
What else would be vibrating?
I didn't know what was going on here. I thought it was really kind of bizarre. I think this is kind of a cool story here. First of all, I got to ask, are you a Batman fan?
I'm a Michael Keaton Batman fan.
Did you ever watch Adam West Batman from back in the day, like the reruns?
I've seen them, but no, I didn't like those.
Oh, I did. I thought it was really cool. It was campy and cheesy and kind of fun. But the Batmobile from that, like the 1960s version, that is the vehicle that's in this story. It says, delivery man is so kind, community gets Batmobile to throw him a parade and buys him $54,000 gift.
Okay.
It's quite a gift. Judging by the way the community treats Todd Kernan, one might think that he was a beloved celebrity or a politician. However, he's adored in this Oregon town because he has dedicated his life to making people happy. Aww. Every day for the last 20 years, he's worked as a delivery man for the people and the businesses of Gresham, Oregon. If someone needed coffee or a piece of mail delivered, he would get the job done. While he does accept tips for his services, he simply enjoys using his 12-hour workday to brighten people's lives. I like helping people, he said. You know, making people happy, making people smile. His smile and winning personality has become such an integral part of the community that residents decided they wanted to honor their local hero the right way. So they went out and organized a parade in his honor. And since he adores old television shows, They borrowed the Batmobile to
Holy
escort
cow.
this delivery man downtown. At the end of the parade, the residents unveiled a statue of him. It was a $54,000 statue of him
Holy cow.
that was paid for in cash from donations from people in the community. And it's a statue of him delivering stuff to people in the community. It's a really cool story.
How cute is that?
It's really neat. He looks like one heck of a nice
I think
guy.
he would have rather had the $54,000, though.
I don't know.
I mean, why would you want a statue of you sitting in the middle of a
I don't
town?
say that I want a statue of him, but I think it was really cool that they did
Well,
do
it's-
that.
I mean, it's interesting, but
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if they'd given him the cash, and then he wouldn't have to work 12-hour days anymore.
But then they wouldn't have their coffee anymore. So I was like, oh, that didn't work. Somebody else want to deliver stuff? We'll put up a statue. I do have a link to the story in the show notes if you'd like to read all about it. You can find that at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.